Hey guys! Lots of people have to go to Walt Disney World every day by themselves for events and work, conventions, and other things. If you do, don't skip the parks just because your family isn't with you. Because as much as we love to go with family and friends, there are tons of perks to taking a solo trip to Disney whenever you can. And we're going to talk about 10 reasons to do just that. I recently had an opportunity to go to Walt Disney World by myself this past September. My husband had business in Florida, close to Disney World, but he didn't have time to go. Of course, as a card-carrying Mouseketeer, it was just killing me to be in the Orlando area and not go to Disney. I had considered it, but decided there was just no way to do it. So, before the trip, William finally said, "Mom, Dad's going to be busy. Just go by yourself." Well, I did, and it was a blast, and so very different to be there, just me. There were several things that were firsts on this trip. It was my first time to attend the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, go to Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in the Magic Kingdom. I'll give you a tip at the end of the video on how to make the most of your time if you purchase a ticket for an after-hours event like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So, if you love Disney as much as I do, and from my experience, here's a list of 10 reasons to go to Walt Disney World all by yourself. Okay, let's get started. Reason number 10, you can be spontaneous. Make plans and then change plans at a moment's notice. If you decide to eat at a different restaurant or go to a parade or cancel a fast pass in order to do something else, you can. You aren't on a hard and fast schedule like when you have your kids with you, and you can choose what you want to do and when. Take a quick boat ride from the Magic Kingdom to the Polynesian or an afternoon Dole Whip. Rest, relax, and then go back into the park for evening activities. The beauty of it is, it's all up to you. Reason number 9, it's cheaper. You can go more economically, not break that budget, and still have a great time. While you may buy more souvenirs for the kids when they're with you, you don't have to spend that money if you're solo, so take advantage of that. Everything costs less for one person: food, souvenirs, even tours and hard ticket events, so you can do a cheaper Disney trip. Reason number 8, you can check items off your Disney to-do list. We all have a list of things that we'd like to do someday, right? So this is a good time to have lunch or dinner at a particular restaurant that may be too pricey if you have your whole family with you. Don't worry about sitting at a table alone. People do it all the time. Cast members are used to seeing adults having a meal solo, and they often will take a little more time to talk with you and make your meal special. Have you always wanted to take a backstage tour? Maybe the Keys to the Kingdom tour or the Backstage Safari tour. This is a great time. Think about all those things that you'd like to do but never seem to have the time, and pick one or two to mark off your list. Okay, reason number 7. You get to take your time and go at your own pace. Pool time, resort activities, you can get a spa appointment or have a round of golf. How about a relaxing monorail resort crawl? You can even book a fishing trip at Walt Disney World. I love to just slow down a bit while I'm in the parks, take it all in. Enjoy the atmosphere on a leisurely stroll or find a nice table with a view and sit down to enjoy a snack and do some people watching. Really, sometimes we're in such a hurry to see every show or get to our next fast pass that we don't take time to really enjoy just being in the parks. One of my favorite things to do is to get a bite and a drink at Casey's in the Magic Kingdom and find a nice table with a view of Cinderella Castle. I just sit and enjoy being there for a while. It's very relaxing. Reason number 6, you get to do what you want to do. Choose the rides and shows that you most enjoy. You're on no one else's time schedule. I also love to chat with cast members. They're always ready to answer your questions. They're personable, and they're just fun to talk to. They have their home country or city and state on their name tag, so you may want to ask them about where they're from. Did you know that if a cast member has a blue name tag, it means that he or she is a Legacy Award winner? Cast members receive this high honor for embodying the Disney spirit and being especially engaging with guests. For example, go and see Yeehaw Bob, a very special cast member and so deserving of the Legacy Award. You can see him perform at the Port Orleans Riverside Resort. It's an amazing show, and if you haven't seen it, you need to get over there. And remember, cast members can also make extra magic happen for you, so you never know when they might sprinkle a little extra pixie dust your way. Reason number 5, you can splurge on yourself. You may want to do some higher-priced activities. Make a reservation at a table service restaurant with a great view, or even characters, wherever you want. You may not always eat at the Brown Derby, for example, but again, you can do that more cheaply than when you have your whole family with you. You might also buy pricier souvenirs that you wouldn't ordinarily purchase. Maybe those designer mini ears that you've had your eye on. A Spirit jersey or an event-exclusive pin. Can never have too many of those, right? Or maybe some other item that you want, a print, or a piece of jewelry. As much as we all love coffee mugs, you might consider getting something nicer that commemorates your trip. Reason number 4, you can keep your own schedule and be more flexible. While you can plan your day and do exactly what you want, you can also change your mind. If you decide to eat somewhere else or skip a fast pass to do something else, you can. Just be sure to edit your plans in the Disney app so that someone else can snag that fast pass or dining reservation. Reason number 3, you get to use single rider lines. Okay guys, now this is a big one. Use single rider lines to bypass the standby line and get to ride much faster. When cast members have an incomplete group or ride, for example, they need 6 people to fill a ride vehicle and they have only 5, they'll choose from a single rider line to fill that spot. I rode Smuggler's Run several times by going through the single rider line, and I've used it for other rides that offer that option as well. It's usually a big time saver, so take advantage of it. Reason number 2, you can try new things. Food, rides, extra events. It's easier to get reservations at a restaurant, especially if you couldn't get an advanced dining reservation for a specific restaurant. The Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios is one of our favorites. Just go to the lounge and see if they have availability. At most restaurant lounges, you can still order from the restaurant's full menu. I also attended Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party for the first time on this trip, and I can honestly say it was one of the best times I've ever had at Walt Disney World. It would be hard to say which part I enjoyed the most. They have trick-or-treating all over the kingdom. You can take home as much candy as you want. They have live, mostly live, Haunted Mansion Happy Haunts out on the lawn. Real pirates that talk to you in Pirates of the Caribbean. There's the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular Stage Show, Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade, and Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular Fireworks Show. And one of my favorites, the Ride of the Headless Horseman. Such a treat and pretty spooky. I'll post a video soon on that experience along with some tips and tricks to help you make the most of your time at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And reason number 1, because you love Disney. The very best reason to go to Walt Disney World solo is because you just love it. As much as we enjoy going with friends and family, a trip by ourselves can be a real treat. It's a totally different experience with new perspectives and one that you're sure to enjoy. So just go. You won't regret it. Okay, now for the tips that I promised on making the most of your time in the parks. We usually plan for months in advance to go to Walt Disney World, but for my trip this past September, I decided to go only 2 days before we were to leave for Florida, and so I had to make some fast plans. I purchased my tickets through Sam's Wholesale Club in order to get a bit of a discount. 10% off, I think, so if you're a Sam's Club member, check into getting your park tickets from them and you may save a little money. And keep in mind that they also sell tickets for special events. I stayed at a resort off property instead of staying on Disney property, which also saves some money. I had only 2 days for this trip, and so I bought a 2-day ticket without the park hopper option. But I also bought the ticket for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I planned to go to Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom, and I was a little disappointed at not going to Epcot for the Food and Wine Festival. But as I was about to schedule the Fast Passes in the Disney World app, I realized that I could use the 3 tickets that I had to a better advantage. So here's what I did. I went to Epcot for Food and Wine on Saturday morning, and then at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, after a last ride on Spaceship Earth, I took the monorail to the Magic Kingdom and spent the rest of my evening at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Then, the next day, I went to Hollywood Studios. So instead of just doing Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, I was able to add Epcot and do 3 parks instead of 2 without the park hopper option. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party doesn't technically begin until 7 p.m., but cast members begin admitting guests for that event as early as 4 p.m. So I went early and I was able to enjoy a few more hours in the Magic Kingdom. If you're there for a longer period of time and you have a special event ticket like Mickey's Not So Scary, you can take that day as a rest day, go to the party in the evening, and save your park ticket for a full day. Why overlap tickets, right? You can also enjoy the party more because you haven't been in the parks all day long and you're rested. And since the parties generally run until midnight or later, that's a definite advantage. So, it is possible to make a last-minute trip to Walt Disney World. It just takes some quick planning and most of all, flexibility. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and maybe gotten a tip or two for your next trip to the most magical place on Earth. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. While we're quarantined for the coronavirus, be safe, wash your hands, spend some time with your family, stay connected with family and friends via chat or phone, and remember, have courage and be kind. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Please click that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. All of those things really help our channel. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're the Hitchhiking Bones. Thanks so much for watching. Have a magical day and hurry back.